Welcome back. Now, live music, food trucks, and craft vendors. Doesn't that sound so fun?
Sounds fantastic.
I know, and I think you can check that out this weekend, and it's happening tomorrow for an annual Fall Fest.
And that Fall Fest is at Chester Bowl. It returns this weekend, and to tell us more about it is Northern News Now's Hannah Morgan, who joins us live in studio. Good morning, Hannah. If you head out there tomorrow, what can people expect?
Good morning, guys. I think people can expect to have a whole lot of fun, and this year is the 41st annual Chester Bowl Fall Fest. There will be over 130 vendors, 15 food trucks, and live music all day. I spoke with Dave Schaeffer, the executive director, and he says it's a community staple and that he loves to see people attend that might have attended in their youth. Schaeffer says that Fall Fest is all about community.
First and foremost, Fall Fest is about community. We see people out here seeing old friends they haven't bumped into for a while, making new friends, but there's just something special about bringing thousands of people together into the park for a one-day event.
And though having fun is important, Fall Fest is a fundraising event for Chester Bowl Scholarship Fund. The organization says they received over $12,000 in donations last year. Schaeffer told me this is something important to him.
At Fall Fest, we think that anyone should be able to ski, snowboard, or attend summer camp regardless of their income or their family's ability to pay. So we award scholarships to families that need that extra support. We can do that because of the generosity of our community.
And Fall Fest is free to attend, but people can choose to donate. They suggest $5 a person or $10 a family. And for those driving, he said to park at the UMD Lot B. There will be free shuttles there all day, and the event goes from 9:30 a.m. until 4:30 p.m. However, they are watching the weather, and if needed, they will move the fest to Sunday. They will make that decision by 6 a.m. tomorrow, and they will announce it on social media. Live in studio, I'm Hannah Morgan, Northern News Now.